Okay, welcome to Total War Shogun 2. This will be a how-to video on how to properly set up a artillery slash infantry army. This is a defensive type army that will not move from the position I put them in to start from, unless absolutely necessary. So, what we'll do first, the first thing you want to do is you're going to group them all, and just move it out of the way so you can kind of get a clear view of where you want to set everything up. Okay? Sometimes it's better to just start them off all the way in the back here, especially when you're on defense and you don't have to worry about the time. So, yeah, why don't I do that, since there's a whole, we don't want them coming through this forest here, because that just makes things a lot harder. Get them in the open. So what I want to do is I'm going to take all my infantry, okay? I'm going to go, these guys are all my heavy line infantry, alright? I'm going to group them together. And I'm going to find melee front line, okay? This is very important because it's going to put them all in a nice little line formation, okay? That's going to be the backbone of your army. You're going to set them up right about there, okay? They got a nice field of view. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to take your heavy artillery pieces, howitzers, okay? Not your Gatling guns here, just your howitzers. Put them in a group by pressing G. Then you again go to melee front line, okay? I know they're not melee front line, but it's going to group them all together, like in a nice little row. And then you want to unlimber them so that you can see their minimum distance here. And you want to make sure that your front line is underneath that so that you don't have friendly fire casualties, okay? This is about the distance you want. You want to make sure they're right about in the middle, okay? So you got a decent amount on this flank, a decent amount of guys on this flank. Next thing you want to do is you want to take your Gatling guns, group them up, okay? Take the right guy here, set him on the right side so you can easily kind of keep tabs on him. Next thing you want to do is you want to protect those guys with some spears, because the computer loves to throw horsies at them. So you just have the spears sit behind those guys there. Now, you know what? We'll do the sharpshooters in a sec. Let me finish this, do the other Gatling gun here. Set him up in the forest here. It's all good. Okay, now you want to take your two sharpshooters, again, group them up. You don't need to melee front line because they're not going to be anywhere near each other. Put one group on one end, on the flank. The other group on the other side. Perfect. Well, let's just make sure if it's perfect. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Then group these guys. Group them. See, this is actually, I should have done these guys here and put these guys on this side, simply because it's easier to manage when you got left on the left and right on the right. You can see them on your tabs there a little easier. Okay. Now you want your horses grouped up here. Take the right group. And again, we're going to protect our flanks here from cavalry. Cavalry on cavalry. Okay. You set them offset from the line a bit back, just like your spears, so that you can charge them if necessary. Last unit is my general, and I just want to set him right here behind our artillery in the front line. He's all the way in back, but see his little globe of influence kind of encompasses him too, and you can't get to the general without going through quite a few people. Anyhow, this should be perfect here. I'd even go as far as to set your needle fire on your heavy line right away.
Prepare to defend, sir!
Out. Okay, looks like they're closing in on my range here. About to start the show any moment now. these poor guys here have no idea what's about to happen to them. Maybe they have an idea. Look at those graphics, look at the wind. Okay, so let's go ahead and set Pilgrim on and watch the fireworks begin. Now my artillery should have some pretty deadly accuracy here at this stage. Just loading it up. Here they come. Oh yeah. They no likey. They no likey.
Okay, well, it looks like the enemy army is routing. They are in full retreat, which signifies the end of this engagement, or the beginning of the end of this engagement. All that needs to be done now is cleaning up the stragglers and the pieces that are at a distance that really didn't get the idea just yet. Anyhow, this was my first ever how-to video for Total War Shogun 2, Fall of the Samurai. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it useful.
That's it. They lost 2